What is up? Thank you for coming to my channel, Prison POV. Shout out to the joiners. Shout out to Point of View crew. Shout out to Nicole and William. So, trip on this. In light of the fact that I said I was going to go get my mugshots, which I still have not done yet, I'm going to go get those mugshots. I'm going to show them to you. It's going to be some great content to talk about those things. Let me tell you that. However, even before the mugshots are here, I can still talk about some times I got busted. That's what I'm going to do right now. And this first story is one of my favorite stories to tell, type of stories, because it's a long story with many little side avenues, and it comes to a bomb-ass conclusion, and it builds and builds. There's a lot going on. And just in case, and I doubt it will, that first story cover the lot amount of time I'd like to cover. I have a couple little shorter rapid-fire videos at the end, and all of it based on the subject of, hey, busting again, back in. So, trip on this before I get there. My uploading performance has been poor for the month of July, big time. The month of July is when I stood up and realized, like, dang, maybe I do need therapy. Maybe I do need some counseling to talk to somebody. Maybe even a little, maybe tiny antidepressant. Not for depression, but I hear you can't antidepressants for other things. Hey, maybe I do. I'm thinking as of late. So, with that being said, I appreciate those of you, I appreciate all of you who have stuck by me, and no one is really busting my balls too much. Like, Splinter, what's going on? Scary though, I have been getting comments like, hey man, I'm not getting notified. What's up with notifications? So I need to ask you guys, please check notifications. The bad thing about that is, the people who I need to say, hey, check notifications are not here because they didn't get notified. But hey, if you're here, man, by chance, then check those notifications. But trip on this, man. I'm busted. I'm an ICDTP. It's 60 days in, 30 days out on the streets. I want to tell you something. So much hinky shit went down in that 60 days. It's a whole video right there in and of itself. As an example, let me tell you something that somebody did that was very hinky. Like, I don't want to park it here too long on that 60-day experience because this video is called Fizuck Back In Again. And you're going to hear how the parole office even tried to set me up and convince me I wasn't even on parole no more. Bro, it gets crazy. Before I get there, though, the 60 days I was in this ICTP, this dude comes rolling in. This white Southsider. And this fool is hardcore boring. He thinks he's hardcore, but no, he's hardcoring. He comes rolling in. There's 35, 36 bunks, however it is. There's 3 people to a bunk. And they're numbered. And when you get there, the cop's going to say, hey, man, you're bunk number 7. You're going to get there, you're bunk number 10. But when you go in there, you quickly realize you don't get bunk 7 or 10 where the cops tell you to go. You just go to the open bunk. Because no one has been going by their assigned bunks for months, if ever. People say go to this bunk. No, you're going to the open bunk because we have taken over the bunk assignment. And now it is, hey, first come, first serve. And when you come rolling in, you might get a shitty bunk at first. Welcome to jail. But it gets better. Because as people go home, then you get into that with your seniority, a better bunk. But this dude comes driving up. I'm in bunk 4. I'm going to stay in bunk 4. I want bunk 4. Whoever's in bunk 4 has to leave. It was a white Southsider. He came rolling in just right off the bat, talking way too much shit. We thought he was white. We thought he was wood. Us white boys were just going to go, we're going to push up on him tough just for, based on, just for coming here causing such a ruckus. We're like, Joey, make a stop. Make a stop, Joey. Found out he's white Southsider, and we still put our 2 cents in. It's like, dude, you're going to come in here and just uproot the whole ecosystem. A lot of people don't even know what bunk they're in anymore. If you insist on getting into your bunk and that guy has to leave, but he's like, well, what bunk's he on? Then he gets in that bunk and that dude has to leave and everyone's going to go to their assigned bunk just so you can get in yours. Funny style. That's just the tip of it. Be that as it may, I'm going to leave that 60 days in, max mead. I'm going to go to a 30-day outpatient. Now, there's only 4 possible programs you can go to. I'm going to leave that ICTP 60 days in, 30 days out. There's only 4 possible programs. Only one of them doesn't drug test. The other 3, as soon as you get there, they drug test. Once a week, they're on you. They're going to be drug testing. One does not. I didn't really care. I wasn't like thinking, man, I hope I do go to the one that doesn't. I didn't give it too much thought. I just knew the rules of that game, how that was going to play out. And as luck would have it, well, I wasn't too lucky, but as it would turn out, I went to the one that didn't drug test. Cool beans. Hopped on the horn right away, had my people bring my clothes, have them bring me some Norcos and some pills. It's going to have a little one-man party. Little one-man party. Welcome home. Me, myself, and I. So hit this program, my people come pulling up, I'm meeting other people in the dorm, I took some Norcos, and I smoked some weed. I went through all that day and night. And it's funny because some dude down the tier, I guess, it was a motel, there's a couple cells or a couple rooms down, knew I just came from county. Sometimes people want to provide you with something you haven't had access to for a while. He's like, hey, I got a smut mag, porno mag, you want to look at it? I was like, yeah, sure. So later on that night, I was like, hey, let me get that mag, and he shot it to me, and it was like Dungeons and Dragons. It was like whips and chains and bondage and darkness, and it was definitely not what I was looking for. I threw it back out there. I think I meant to throw it back to him, but I purposely had to throw it in the parking lot. Like, throw that trash away. I can take a shower now. Like, who buys that shit? I'm fresh out, hungry to look at a set of tits, but not nearly that hungry. Be that as it may, homeboy. So, I'm in this program. I don't have to drug test. I go through the night. The next morning, we all get up. They have visiting. And that night, they spring on us. Drug test. Everyone drug tests. And I'm like, drug test? Ref, throw the flag. Out of bounds, out of line. You guys advertised and promoted the fact with a bullhorn on top of a mountain. We don't drug test. I don't know why you threw it out there like that, but that's like you guys are known for that. And here, I've been here barely 24 hours. You're springing the drug test on me. After I went and got a little my party on. Like, snarf, there's this dude, it felt like a cheap shot. It felt illegal as I checked the rule books. But I know why they did that drug test. It's because the Southsider who drove up there with me. And I can look at this guy and say, dude, you have way too many tattoos. I could comfortably say that to him and not feel like a hypocrite. Because he just went full blast. He just had too many tattoos. Just looked, I think the neck looks cool. And I think the cap looks cool. But I think when you do the neck and then the cap, and then it's just like your face. It looks like Alexa, what's the quickest way to Gosford Road? Someone's walking out. You take District, then turn left on. It just reminds me of like a machine. Maybe they're going for the machine look. Hey, who am I to judge? I have my own. I'm sure not everyone's fond of. But to me, just too much. This guy. And he shows up and he just starts straight up running his own program. They have visiting. They say, hey, visiting area is small. You could have 2, maybe 3 people come visit you. He had 10 people come. They brought the barbecuer. They had the boom box. They had a live mariachi band. They brought all the lowrider cars. Him and his homies and the whole neighborhood, they all showed in there partying. And when some of the staff worked up the balls and walk up and say, hey, can you please, like, you can't have this many people. Some of these guys have to leave. You disrespected my mom! Like, no. You disrespected my family? No, absolutely not. We're just saying you can only have 2, maybe 3 visitors. You have up teen, several. He flipped out, got all mad. You're not going to disrespect me? Like, okay, keep your party going during your trip. We're going to do a drug test. Dude's high as a kite. That's why they did the random drug test to get this dude out, which they did. But I got snapped up in the neck. So then, okay, whatever. I failed this drug test. Here we are. It's my 3rd morning at this outpatient 30-day thing. Failed the drug test in the morning. I'm not really... Usually when you fail, you can just stay there. This is a drug test after all. You fail 3 to like really mess up. Or maybe since I told you there was 4 programs, maybe they'll send you one of those other 4. They're all linked. I'm in this ICDTP program, 60 days in, 30 day out. You fail a drug test, you're still in the program, they could work it. But they told me, no, go check in with your parole officer. I was like, what? Why would I want to go check in with my parole officer? I'm in this program like just over a dirty test. I thought that was kind of trippy. The dude who had the big visit with all the people show up, he just packed his shit and split. He left. His whole visiting squad that was there with him, he left with them. He rolled out. And there I am thinking, they're like, yeah, go report your parole. Never that. Never that. No way. Because once I go, he has me hemmed up. He snatched me up. What does he want? Can you tell me over the phone? No, because I wouldn't believe him if he told me some shit over the phone. I just absconded. I just left. I'm not going to go check in with him. And then trip on this. I say all that to say this. This is where it starts getting good. Because when I was in jail, someone took money from me. A couple different someones. I had money in the bank. Someone wrote, I'm going to talk about these 2 checks in particular, 2 checks to one of my aunts for $600. 2 checks, $1,200 to my aunt. And I find out before I get out of jail when I call the bank my balance and it's way low. And then I get out And I contact the bank, like, wow, I missed a lot of money, and they send me the checks, and I'm going over them. A lot of shit I don't recognize, but bingo, I recognize 2 checks to my aunt. So I call her up, and I start pressing her, mainly because I want her to give me the money back. I was like, look, you know I would not have allowed that. You knew I was in jail. You knew this had to be some kind of scam or hustle. You put yourself into it with my money. I got so many words, pay me back. Oh, I'm sorry, Kris, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, don't mean shit, pay me back. I was pressing her. All that did, though, was make the check writer paranoid. And paranoia will destroy you, because my aunt called the check writer and said, Kris is out and he's tripping and knows about these checks. And those were not the only 2 checks to my aunt that check writer did. Several. Start tripping out thinking that I'm going to contact the law and get them busted. But I won't. And let me delve into this. Let me go and dive into this real quick. Because I've talked about this doctrine before. And some people struggle with it. But when you're in the game, when you're on parole, when you're absconding from parole, when you're in and out of the pen, you don't call the cops for nothing. If your car gets stolen, you're not going to report it stolen. I said that before, and people are like, what? Yeah, how can you? You're absconding on parole, you're on parole, you're in and out of the pen. That's paperwork. Someone's going to go to jail because of something you said. You call the cops, report something stolen, they go look for it, they find it, they arrest that person's in jail. They have paperwork saying, so-and-so called on me because No, you go handle it or you squash it. You don't call the cops. I did call the bank and say, man, I'm missing this money, I'm in jail, what's going to happen? Come out to the police report and get you your money back. I said, no. It's come with a police report and we'll move forward. Well, I guess we're not going to move forward. I'm not going to contact the police. I just took it on the chin. But the check writer didn't know that. It was trying to get me in trouble with parole, wanting to get me sent back in to where I couldn't have access to any checks or the bank or anything like that. Even actually trying to say that Kris is mad, threatening when I'm just fresh out. I don't even have this check writer's number or where they're at. And I think they knew that. I think they knew they messed up and they tried to take the angle of like, oh, he's mad, he's threatening me. Like, well, how? How did he contact you? What do you mean? Oh, well, so, be that as it may, I abscond. I'm in hiding. I'm in deep hiding. The check writer did 2 things that was absolutely brilliant. Genius. The check writer did 2 very, very genius things. 1, convinced me that I was no longer even on parole. And 2, convinced me to go get my car. That I was not going to go get, that was broken down, that to me looked like a trap, a bait, like I'm smarter than that, like I just look like this, homeboy, you think I'm going to get that car? It's a red flag. I mean, this car, they're telling me to go get, it's at a Chevron, it's broken down, and I just got out of jail, I've been there 60 days, it was in my driveway when I went to jail. How the Fizuck is the way out here at this store broken down, and how long has it been there? I got the store, I got all these people calling me saying, come get this car, I'm in hiding, I'm not going to go get it, but oh yeah, you're not on parole though. But how did I get the car? I have a homeboy. One of my best friends, actually, from our neighborhood. Love him to death at a distance. This dude, I gotta feed him with the long spoon because it gets on my motherfucking nerves. And I probably get on his nerves too. Oil and water, doesn't mix. He's been my cellie before, and we argued over if these are called pancakes or flapjacks. I mean, we just argue, we don't get along, we're both hard-headed. He likes to argue. I don't like to argue, but I will because I don't like to be confronted, but I will back. But I don't enjoy it. Argue, bump heads, me and this dude. So then we're on the streets hanging out. And he's real aggressive. He's like, he's a leader. In his head, he has, I mean, how can I word this? He has high standard. He has a high calling. He has a lot of things he feels he's responsible for, and he feels like he's a leader, and he's outspoken about how things should go. And it's like, dog, we're just going to the store, homeboy. He's like, turn right. Turn left over there. It's like, dog, I've been to the store a million years. I'm going to turn left. I'm going to come back around this way because I park right here. I've been doing it for 100 years. No, dog, shit went left. That type of shit. We're hanging out on the streets. He's getting on my nerves. I tell him to pull into a used car lot. We're going on Chester Avenue in Bakersfield. I said, pull in this car lot. He's like, what's up, dog? I get out of this car and I go in and buy a car. He's like, what are you doing? I said, buying a car. He's like, really? Like that? Yeah, like that. Well, I didn't say to get the fuck away from me. I was like, just to get a car. I already had my Silverado at my pad, but I was with him. Man, I got this car, Ford Focus. Later, dude, he tried to keep up with me. Took the car home, and all of a sudden, my mom starts driving around. Has pink dice, a pink keychain, pink little mats, a personalized plate, go grandma, a sticker, Pismo Beach, here we come, with like a sandal, and it's pink. decked out grandma car. And it's like, Mom, when ever did I say? But she just like took it over. But I mean, I was driving my truck, so it's like, hey, that was basically her car. But now here I am in hiding, and that car is out this Chevron. But trip on this, I start getting these calls that they were spam. Kris, you're not on parole no more. And I got a text from the parole department. You've discharged parole. Then I had my family calling and texting me, hey, you're not on parole no more. Hey, I saw your parole officer at the store. He told me to tell you you're not on parole. All these people just bombarding me, selling me the dream, and I wanted to buy it. It was too good to be true. It's probably not, but it's like, damn, homeboy, convince me. I'm all ears. I'm getting the Hulk Hogan here. What up, brother? Convince me, brother, I'm on parole. I love it. I love the way it sounds. They're trying to work the angle. When you catch a term, you get 3 years of parole. If you catch a violation, add an next year, it's 4 years of parole. If you get out, however, and you don't really catch any violations and you do good, you can actually get discharged 13 months. And I'd been out and I'd got a couple violations, but they're like, no, ICDTP. Doesn't count. And then this one, I had some trouble. They're like, oh, that's not trouble. That's not technically not a violation. You actually discharge. You know, the laws are changed. They're not wanting to put people in. They're having this Prop 39.4 and 500. They want to put people into programs and just, you're not on parole. And I was getting calls like spam, just tripping me out. And then I'm getting all these calls saying, hey, go pick up your car. The store, Chevron was calling. Bring, bring. Chevron caller ID. Hello? Come get your car. So the parking lot. But how long has it been there? Click. Hello? Everyone, come pick up your car. Come pick your car. You're not on parole. I said, damn. So I just made a clawbo and ran with it. And my lady started clowning me. Why are you making a clawbo? Because we're going to go look at the car. But you're not on parole. Why? Because they say so? I would love to believe it. I would love for it to turn out that way, but I'm just having my doubts. I'm not really not buying all the way into it. I knew something was up. But, however, be that as it may, we went to the spot, went to the car. There it is, just like they said. I tried to start it. Remember, we wouldn't get into gear. Clutch broke, something wrong. Dang. So then we left. They left. As we're driving away, 3 trucks follow us. And then they go on the freeway, one on either side and one behind me. And it's like, I don't even know what song that is or what show, but that's what I feel. It was a Silverado. I'm acting like I'm stick shifting. Bro, we pulled over. We had to. And then those trucks didn't get out of the thing. The Kern County Sheriff came, snatched me up. And I was like, I'm not on parole. I'm not on parole, though. And they arrested me, had me handcuffed. I'm not on parole. We'll look into that. And now this next part of the story, of course I was on parole. He violated me. That I want to get into is really, man, I hope I could really paint this picture. And I really feel like this is going to test my storytelling skills, because I just want you to be able to pick up what I put down on this and see how crazy this was. I told you I was in ICDTP. It's a part of Kern County Jail called Max Mead, and they have 4 dorms. And for a long time, it was shut down. They didn't even use it as part of the jail. And they opened it up for the program ICDTP. That's all that's in there. Those people. And before you can even go there, you're going to be in pretrial or the farm or maybe in Wasco. You have to go through a committee. They have to approve you. Your parole officer approves you. Then you go in there to start that 60 days. And all the time you've done since you got arrested, getting prepared and moving around and trying to get approved for it, is dead time. Because when you go in ICDTP, your 60 days starts all over. Bam, 60 days. So I get arrested when those trucks follow us. And I got the 4 grams that I hooped. And they take me to Kern County Jail. And instead of putting me in D-Pod or the farm or H-Pod, they put me in ICDTP. The hell? You can only go there if you're in the program. People are like, I walked in, people dropped their tray. So I left it like a week ago. I come in all beat up. Someone let me borrow their beanie, and I gave it back. I had like blood in it, because I had like a bloody spot right here. Oh man, that's fucked, that's gross. Why was so gross about it, homeboy? Be that as it may, homeboy, it's such a trick they put me in there. I should have never been in there. I wasn't in the program. I ended up going to Wasco, caught a chain to Wasco 3 days later from right there. But hey, I left the debt hanging, dude. I left the debt hanging. When I was in there, these 2 Southsiders from Ventura could draw and get down. And they made me panos like this, drew me some cool stuff, and I was going to mail in $30 to them. I think one had some weed or something. I had a deal. I was going to mail in $30 to him. But you saw how crazy he was, and I got out and got kicked out of the program, trying to convince me on pros, all crazy. I had a chance to mail in the $30, bro. Sorry, couldn't make it happen. Could not make it happen. And so, what I did, when I went in there, they were on point too. Like, hey, what's up, Splinter? Money never landed, homeboy. I was like, dog, don't even trip. I got 4 grams on me. Just kick back. I'm going to take care of you. Like, all right, they're cool. They're cool. I was like, hey, I came in here just to hook you up with the H. And through all that, just to break you off, brother. So, yeah, man, that was cool. I think if I would have came and not had that and tried to arrange to put money in their books, I think it'd been a fight. And I'm going to dig into another story, man. I'm really worried this video is going to die because I have so many cameras, videos, and photos. I'm gonna go ahead and try, okay? One time I got arrested. There's a dude named Kenny. If it dies, it dies, okay? Pick up on it. My bad. At least I'm trying. If I don't get a chance to cut the string, I'll fly. But look at this dude named Kenny lived across the street from me. I'm waiting on him to come back with some weed. For like 3 or 4 days. I'm going to get the weed. I'm going to get the weed. These people call the cops on me. I don't want to get into why. Bunch of bullshit. So, I'm getting ready to walk to the store, blah, 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 and I see a sheriff right there. And he starts coming real slow towards me. And I'm like, fuck. I kind of thought he was there calling, someone called the cops on me for some bullshit. So I see Kenny walking out on his porch. And I go, Kenny! And I get on his porch. And I stand next to him, and the cop drives by and eyeballs me. Eye fucks me and drives real slow past me. I'm like, what's up, Kenny? Did you get that weed? He's like, no. I'm like, oh, can we get back? He's like, no. I was like, can I go in your house? He goes, no. I go, can I go make a sandwich? He goes, no. I go, can I say hi to your mom? He said, no. Can I take a shower? No. Can I get some water? No. Can I take a nap? No. Can I pet your dog? No. Can I sit down and rest my feet? My ankle hurts. No. Can I come make a phone call? No. Can I change clothes? No. Can I go out the back door? No. Kenny, what are you gonna do for me, homeboy? No. Nothing. I do no thing. So what the fuck, dog? Like, I'm like, just give me some weed. Just give me some weed or some tobacco or something. He's like, dog, you have to leave, homeboy. It's like, fuck, man. No, different song. That was the longest walking out of his yard. And I walked out there, and the sheriff came and snatched me up with the jail, homeboy, just like that. Can I come in? Can I hang out? Can I kick it? You have $5? Get a drink? That's a drink. Anyway, I have another story, a couple more. It's gonna make the next video, brother. More videos coming. My bad that the production, I haven't really done much, dude. I mean, keep me in your prayers. With that said, shout to Green Eye Gemini. Love you, Jen. I'm gonna cut the string, let it fly. Peace.